Good morning. Yeah, so that was a ride. That was an experience. One thing I'll say is don't take the bottom bunk. The bottom bunk, you feel everything, so use the top bunk. I think my son was giving me that advice. So we're gonna go to our hotel right now and see if we can leave our bags and then probably just walk around and whatnot. I scheduled the bus to go into the station at 7:40 a.m. We arrived safely. Then we took a cab to the hotel. The hotel's not ready yet. It looks like everywhere around town, your check-in time is about 2 o'clock. So it's roughly about 8 o'clock right now in the morning. So we have about, 6 hours to kill. So we're gonna try to figure out what we're gonna do for the rest of the day. Actually, what we may just do is we may just go grab some breakfast and then walk around and see if we can get our bearings around town. So for those of you that have parents out there, one of the things I will say is that you gotta make sure that your kids double check and follow directions. My son just informed me that he left his headphones on the bus. So he just lost headphones. We bought him those headphones. We're definitely not gonna buy him additional headphones. He's gonna have to learn the hard way, unfortunately. All right, so this is my bacon omelet. I can't remember what my wife had. And then my son had a, what'd you have to take, Christian? Egg omelet, banh mi, egg banh mi.
The chicken banh mi.
Okay. Here's a tour of our hotel room. We actually got a joint hotel room, excuse me. I'll give you a tour of the bathroom. This is actually really nice. This is the master suite. It's pretty big and large. Has these windows. Oops. Let's get these windows open real quick. Here's windows. And here's another window, which is pretty good. Pretty good master suite. Toilet and everything else. Master bedroom. We have a view of the city. Not much view of the ocean or the sea, but that's okay. And then we have this view also. And then here's the kids' room. So the kids are sleeping in here. They have a big, nice sized bed, a little workspace over there, a TV. They have a closet and 2 large windows. And then the cool thing about this one is that this one has like a little kitchenette. So if there's items or anything with a larger fridge, you can put stuff in here. Like ice cream. Oh, they have water already in here. Water, whatnot. Comes with a little kitchen table. Is this a hot pad? Oh wow, this does have a hot pad. So it's a hot pad, microwave, hot water heater for coffee in the morning. Well, that's pretty cool. So, and then they have their bathrooms in here. So all in all, pretty good from what I see so far. I'm gonna head down to the beach. I'm gonna go for a little walk real quick. So, all right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, one of the first things I did when I went into our Airbnb was I had to take a shower. It's over 24 hours since I've taken a shower, and that is disgusting. Even though I'm probably gonna head down to the beach and get in the water, I still need to take a shower, so yeah. Okay, the other things I've observed so far since I've walked around here is the fact that there is a lot more foreigners compared to locals as far as within Da Nang versus Hanoi. Additionally, you can tell the difference in temperature change. I don't know if it's just because it is today, but it is a lot cooler here versus Hanoi. Hanoi is really, really humid, but here, well, Hanoi is hot and humid, but here it's just hot. I don't know if it's just today or maybe I got lucky, but it's way nicer here. Also, it could be because of the ocean breeze coming off of the water too, so that could be part of it. But there's a lot of restaurants that are geared toward tourists, reasonably priced. When comparing Da Nang and Hanoi, one of the things I've noticed so far is that there's a lot of tourists that are on motorbikes and scooters, which was rare when I saw that in Hanoi. Additionally, what I will say is I've noticed that the prices of the restaurants are a lot lower in Da Nang versus Hanoi. So Hanoi must be just a really big tourist spot as far as that old town. But from here, from what I've seen so far, it's a lot more consumer friendly if you're a foreigner. Okay, so I safely navigated the traffic across the main road over to the beach. I want to say this is my Khe Beach. If it's not, I'll put a correction on the screen. But look at this. All right, so this is this sand. I'll tell you right now, this sand is really fine. I would definitely say that it's probably some of the most pristine sand on this beach. And there's not a lot of people litter on the beach today. This is what I was saying earlier. I don't know if it's just because it's cooler, or maybe I'm not in the right spot. I see a lot of people down there. So I think that's where people are just hanging out because there's a lot more chairs. But if you want down here, come to where I'm at. I think there's a lot more privacy or seclusion, I would say. On this beach, there's different water sports you can go, you can take. There's parasailing, there's jet ski, banana boat, and wakeboarding. And there's different prices on here. Seems pretty reasonable. If you are looking to be close to a beach, be close to reasonable accommodation, food is great, partying scene, different cultures and whatnot, I definitely say come to Da Nang. From what I've seen so far, I would strongly encourage anyone who wants to just experience something different. I think Southeast Asia is probably one of the best places I've ever been in my life. So I would strongly encourage you to think about coming to Da Nang as a place to just get away. It's like Miami, but without the Miami prices as far as the beauty and everything else. And then also you're going to be meeting other people from all over the world. So I would strongly encourage you to think outside your box and just visit Da Nang, Vietnam. Like I said earlier, I think it's a lot different from Hanoi. Hanoi is more historical, where you have your temple. You probably have your temple at Da Nang also, but you can tell the difference between Da Nang and Hanoi in regards to the buildings are a lot newer. You can tell it's geared more towards tourists. I was just walking and I was just thinking, how many times has God blessed us, but we've never really given thanks? And what do I mean by that? I mean, take the time in prayer to just give thanks. Like earlier today, after I took a shower and I had some quiet time without the kids, my wife had gone to the grocery store. I was just thinking, thank you. Just thank you, Lord, for all the blessings you've given me, all the struggles, all the just all the goodness that you've done. I mean, in every struggle or any situation that there's going to be hardship, there's always good in it. So I just wanted to thank him. Okay, so one of the things I've noticed is that you can get basically a Thai massage for 500 baht for 60 minutes. Obviously you can negotiate it, but it's literally right on the beach. So you can get a massage literally right on the beach. Hey, you can't find that in Hanoi. So there's a lot of good things I like about Da Nang so far. Earlier I spoke about my son forgetting his headphones on the bus. One thing I will say as a parent that I don't do is I don't accept mediocre for my kids. And with my kids, I have high expectations for them. One thing I don't tolerate is, one, disrespect, but two, them being mediocre. And what do I mean by mediocre? If they come home with less than a B as far as grades, I'm very disappointed. But also, they're more so disappointed in themselves before it even gets to me. So they'll come to me and they'll tell me, hey, I got a B. I don't know why I got a B. I'm gonna argue this B. I think it's good for them to have their own standards for themselves as far as keeping them high, because I'm not gonna be around forever. Eventually, I'm gonna be dead and gone, and my wife's gonna be dead and gone. So we wanna make sure that we have high standards for our kids so that they can live a life with Christ. That's one thing that my whole goal in life is, to make sure that they're living their life with Christ daily. And I think if they live with the Lord daily, I think all their dreams will come through, because God has a plan for them. He knows all, and He will provide in good times and in bad times. So that's my number one thing that I want for my kids, is for them to live with the Lord. Other than that, everything else comes second. Them being good people, good citizens, contributing in society. That's a huge part of them being where they're at. As a father, as a man of Christ, one of the things that worry me the most is that my kids don't follow Christ. I am worried about that, especially for my daughter, if I'm being honest. I don't think she's a believer right now. So that's one of the things I do pray over time and time again. additionally, one of the things I do want for them is for them to be good citizens. Being a good citizen meaning that they're contributing to society. They're not leeching off society. They're not basically freeloading off society, taking things that they're not given to them. So I want them to work for everything they have. So I think my wife and I are really good examples of working hard and achieving some kind of success. And that's the exact same thing that I want for them. That's the reason why I took them on this trip. One of the things I always explain to my kids is that you've got to work hard in order to gain success in this world. There's other ways to do it, but that's the way I did it, and that's the way I expect them to do it. I don't want them to cheat. I don't want them to steal. I don't want them lying. I don't want them doing anything nefarious that would make them ruin our name in general. But additionally, going back to what I was saying is, I think that if they work hard in anything that they want, anything they truly want to do, I think that God will provide for them. God will have their hands on them. So that's the one thing I will say that I want for my kids in general.
Okay, so one of the things I just discovered is that a lot of these restaurants have these see-through restaurants, essentially, where you sit down and you see the entire beach. I think we're at Khe Beach right now, and if you walk through, you see everything in regards to, well, you know what, let's take a look at the prices real quick. So breakfast they have here, $225,000 for a combo. I think it's like around $8 if I'm not wrong. And then they have happy hour. They have different house wines by the bottle, sparkling. Ooh, awesome. All right, so essentially you have the bar. Oh, that's cool. You have the kitchen right here, and then you have the bar right here, and then you'll have a bunch of people eating. And then the cool thing is you'll end up in this view. So you can sit out here and you can enjoy the view while you're eating your breakfast or your lunch or what have you. And they have like a little infinity pool right here. This is pretty cool. People are kite sailing and everything else. Oh, it's amazing. I like that. Okay, so that was Khe Beach. That's pretty cool. I like that. So strongly would recommend. That's like a great place to go to if you just want to lounge and just chill, and probably half the prices everywhere else in the world, to be honest with you. I think this is why Da Nang is probably one of the fastest growing visited area in the world, to be honest with you. Just because you can't beat the beachfront, the prices, and there's so many different constructions going up right now. Like they have all these different constructions for all these different restaurants and hotels that are going up that's geared towards tourists. So it's a great tourist attraction. All right, so I just stumbled on this. I think this is a restaurant. It is Oxcan Ocean, I want to say that is. And then they have all these different seafood here. You have your crabs, your snails, oh wow, everything. Lobsters in the background. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So I'm assuming you pick what you want here, and then they basically serve it to you later on. So here's some of the prices. So you get your barbecue combo for 1.4, your spicy combo for 1.4, and then your special combo for 2. Interesting. All right, so here's another restaurant. It's the For You Seafood Restaurant. Has the same view where it's the amazing view that walks up. But one of the things I just ran into is, look at the size of some of these fish. I don't even know if this camera will pick up the size of some of these fish, but these fish are huge. But there's something else that caught my eye earlier, and there is a eel that is the size of, like, there it is. Look at that. That is amazing. There's several of them in there. Wow. Those things are huge. I don't think I've ever seen anything that big, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's the biggest eel I've ever seen in my life. Several of them too. So it's something. I don't know who eats that, but someone does. I guess you know what? I've eaten that before. If you've ever gone to a sushi restaurant, you probably have eel. So I don't know why I made that comment. So here's the difference between Khe Beach and Da Nang Beach. There's a lot more younger folks on Da Nang Beach from what I'm seeing. There's a lot more activities. If you look around, there are a lot more people playing volleyball. There's a lot more, I think it's just geared towards younger people. The music is a little bit louder. So if you are young in your 20s, 30s, and you want to be in the party scene, I guess you would say, I would definitely say come to Da Nang Beach. Da Nang Beach is probably where you want to be. And then you also have those restaurants I was talking about earlier where you can sit out and you can have a really good view of the water. So it looks like you have some folks about to go parasailing. They have the drone, which is taking photographs and videos, so this would be a great memory for them. This is awesome. Actually, after seeing that, I'm gonna take a look at these prices again because I want to see if my kids would want to do something like this. It's $1 million for 2 people, one way, so you go down and you come back. I think my kids might be interested in that. I gotta think about it. I think the kids might be really interested in this one. So I don't know if you can see that or not. So you basically take off and you do one pass down and come back and you land in the sea, and then there's people with jet skis over there that pick you up. All right, so that's the walk from Khe Beach to Da Nang Beach. I'm gonna head back to our Airbnb and see what my kids and wife wants to do. They went to the grocery store earlier. I think my wife wanted to get a couple things for the refrigerator just so that we'd have snacks and food ready for the kids if we decide to go out on an adventure. But I'll see you guys in a little bit. So you guys already ate earlier, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to eat?
No, I'm not hungry.
You gonna stay here?
Mm-hmm.
So the kids are gonna stay here. My wife and I are gonna go out and eat. My daughter, I think she's gonna continue with her studies. So we stumbled on, I guess it's the massage corridor for Da Nang, close to the beach. So one thing I'll say again is when you're walking up and down, get different prices because you can get a really good price as far as exactly what you want, especially if you're looking for a really good massage. And then check out the reviews too. Okay, so we stumbled on this place, Kambak, and I think we're gonna get some pho here and some other stuff. Look at the menu. Thinking I'm gonna do the seafood pho. Which one? This one? The beef noodle? Okay. Cool. Okay, so that was a good bowl of pho. It was alright. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't anything special, but it was good food. I'll say that much. I think we're just gonna head out and just start walking around and see what else we can get into. One of the things I will say is I feel a lot more comfortable crossing the street in Da Nang versus Hanoi. And I think that's the reason why you see a lot more tourists on motorbikes and scooters than you would see in Hanoi. So that was an eventful, just walking around and seeing the city. I think tomorrow what I'm gonna try to do, I may get some scooters and try to ride around the city. That's one of the things I want to try to do. It seems like this will be a safe place to get scooters. So we'll see everyone tomorrow. God bless. Have a good night.